The carbohydrate metabolism is simply the various steps by which our bodies break down, store, and utilize carbohydrates for energy. It is a vital process that fuels our cells and keeps us functioning. The key substances that take part in carbohydrate metabolism include carbohydrates, enzymes, and ATP. Carbohydrates are the main substance that take part in this process. They are broken down into simple sugars like glucose during digestion. Glucose is the body's preferred energy source. Enzymes are biological catalysts that drive the various reactions in carbohydrate metabolism. Then ATP is the energy currency of cells. It is in this form that energies carried by various food substances are kept so that they can be utilized by the body. ATP means adenosine triphosphate in full. It is constantly being generated and used throughout the process of carbohydrate metabolism. Carbohydrate metabolism comprises of two main processes. We have the breakdown process, which is also known as catabolism, and the building up process, which is also referred to as anabolism. Catabolism consists of a lot of processes which include digestion, absorption, glycolysis, citric acid cycle, which is also known as Krebs cycle, and also oxidative phosphorylation is part of the breakdown process. Digestion is all about how complex carbohydrates like starch and fibers are broken down into simpler sugars by enzymes in the mouth, in the stomach, and the small intestine. As the complex carbohydrate becomes broken into simpler sugars, these simpler sugars are taken from the small intestine into the bloodstream through the process of absorption. Glycolysis has to do with the breakdown of glucose in the cytoplasm of most cells. It yields a small amount of ATP directly and produces pyruvate, which is a major intermediate. In citric acid cycle, pyruvate travels to the mitochondria, that is the powerhouse of the cell, and enters this cycle, generating more ATP and energy carriers like NADH and FADH2. As for oxidative phosphorylation, it occurs within the mitochondria. Here, NADH and FADH2 from the citric acid cycle are used to generate most of the ATP through a series of protein complexes. For anabolism, it comprises of processes that build up and store carbohydrates in the body when glucose intake is high or when the need for energy is low. There are two main processes in anabolism. We have glycogenesis and gluconeogenesis. Glycogenesis has to do with the building up of glycogen. In this process, excess glucose is converted into glycogen, which is a complex of carbohydrate primarily stored in the liver and muscles for later use. In gluconeogenesis, glucose is synthesized from non-carbohydrate molecules like lactate, pyruvate, and amino acids. This occurs when stored glucose in the body are used up, and it ensures a steady supply of glucose, most especially for the brain, which relies heavily on it. Carbohydrate metabolism is not allowed to run haphazardly. It is regulated tightly by hormones like insulin and glucagon to maintain blood sugar level within a healthy range. Insulin promotes glucose uptake by cells and storage of glycogen, while glucagon stimulates the release of glucose from the liver when blood sugar level drops. Carbohydrate metabolism is very important in the body. It provides readily available energy for cells, tissues, and organs. The brain, which is arguably the most important organ in the human body, relies heavily on glucose for proper function. Carbohydrate metabolism also provides food storage in the body because glucose can be converted to glycogen in human body and as starch in plants. Do not forget to subscribe and share. Leave a comment as well. We will definitely see in the next video.